Crews trying to control the plant need to be on guard every day because of the hazards they face. 2 more workers have been exposed to radiation above the safety limit. It's the second such incident in a week. The workers were waiting for a bus in front of the plant headquarters when an alarm went off indicating rising radiation levels in the air. They went through checks as they were leaving the compound. The readings were up 3 times the safety limit set by the operator. TEPCO officials say the workers are showing no symptoms of radiation poisoning. A week ago, 10 workers were exposed to radiation in the same place. At that time, some managers blamed a mist-generating machine designed to prevent heat stroke, but the machine was not in use in the latest case. A week ago, 10 workers were exposed to radiation in the same place. At that time, some managers blamed a mist-generating machine designed to prevent heat stroke, but the machine was not in use in the latest case.
Making this video on a touchy topic, man.
2 weeks have passed since the Japanese government acknowledged that contaminated groundwater from the Fukushima nuclear plant might be leaking into the ocean.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what, I mean...
The government and the plant's operator are doing all they can to stop the leaks.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They've announced a series of countermeasures, but experts warn that there are more pressing issues than just focusing on the groundwater. NHK World's Yoichiro Tateiwa has more.
Crews at Fukushima Daiichi have spent days working on their latest stopgap measure. They've been driving long pipes into the ground at the nuclear plant. They will use the pipes to pump up tons of radioactive groundwater before it reaches the ocean. But they admit they can't capture all of the tainted water. 2 weeks ago, government officials said that hundreds of tons of groundwater flow from a mountain through the site every day. 400 tons filters into the reactor buildings. The officials estimate 300 tons makes its way through a contaminated area below, becomes radioactive, then seeps into the ocean. Experts from the Nuclear Regulation Authority were firm about resolving the problem quickly.
We must find a way to stop the groundwater from leaking into the ocean right away.
You have your colander in the sink and just slowly pour your water into it.
Managers with Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, are planning a longer-term measure. They are considering building a network of pipes around the plant and running coolant through it to freeze the soil. That, they say, would create a dam to block groundwater from reaching the contaminated area. But the project would take 1 to 2 years to complete.
Man, what the fuck, man? I just don't get ya.
One expert is questioning the way the government and TEPCO have been handling the problem. Professor Jota Kanda has been studying the effects of radiation on the sea ever since the Fukushima accident. He says TEPCO slowed the response to the crisis by refusing to admit the leaks were even happening.
Why can't you just be fucking cool? Cause there's something fucking wrong with you. I don't like to say all y'all, but all y'all motherfuckers, man.
We should have had discussions based on the fact that radioactive materials have been leaking from the plant.
Kanda argues government statistics don't add up. He says a daily leakage of 300 tons doesn't explain the current levels of radiation in the water.
According to my research, there are now 3 gigabecquerels of cesium-137 flowing into the port at Fukushima Daiichi every day. But for the 300 tons of groundwater to contain this much cesium-137, 1 liter of groundwater has to contain 10,000 becquerels of the radioactive isotope.
Kanda's research and monitoring by TEPCO puts the amount of cesium-137 in the groundwater around the plant at several hundred becquerels per liter at most.
Man, you barely meet a cool one, man. Barely. Like, it's red in the motherfucker, man.
He's concluded that radioactive isotope is finding another way to get into the ocean.
Damn. You must have a low fucking frequency you elevating. I don't know how the fuck y'all function.
He's calling on the government and TEPCO to identify contamination routes other than groundwater.
If we focus on groundwater too much without contemplating other causes, the situation won't be resolved.
It's just amazing, man.
There must be routes other than groundwater that are contaminating the ocean. So what we have to do now is consider all possibilities as we figure out a solution to the problem.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Professor Kanda says the volume of radioactive particles discharged into the ocean is much smaller than the volume released immediately after the accident.
I mean, that's why they call y'all the fucking devil. Y'all do evil shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all motherfuckers, man?
But he says there may be other sources of tainted water stored up inside the plant's infrastructure. He says that water is highly contaminated, and if it gets into the ocean, it would again have a devastating impact. Yoichiro Tateiwa.
I keep saying what's wrong with y'all, you know what I mean? But I can't call it. That's a question though. Like, anybody out there decides to watch this shit, I want to know what the fuck.
Yes, you know it's the end of the world as we know it. Hey you, did you think you could fool all the people out there? Did you blow it? And they told you to dream, and they told you to plan. Come on, have a drink, you're a movie star. You're gonna fly so high, go so far, no one will see you. And you can be you. While I sit in silence in my silent little cage, I can't help feeling someone's clipped my wings. It's the age, it's just strange, and it's sick. So you pack up your bags, 'cause your real life's a drag. But the life can get hard, boy, hang up your guitar. You're gonna run so fast and run so far, no one will see you. And you can be monsters now. They want Superman, and it's sick, and it's sick. Pills don't do much. You long for the touch of a hand on your back, and words come so slow, like the traffic that flows around this racetrack. Hey friend.
And in a surprise announcement this morning, U.S. Deputy Surgeon General Greg Paulson stated that, quote, "It's fine to smoke cigarettes if you only smoke while drinking." This announcement comes on the heels of the Surgeon General's last announcement that drinking and driving is fine if you ate a lot that day or if it's a route you take all the time sober. Moving on, the Japanese Space Agency has announced plans to put a schoolgirl on the moon by 2015.